Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. I am John Harder, and this hangout, in this hangout, we want to discuss the meaning or purpose of MyFree.energy. Okay, so this MyFree.energy, it is sort of a twofold purpose to this to this program. Okay, so one of the things that we are accomplishing with this is that of spreading out the wealth of TBC to more people. And the reason for that is because what we're running into is people are trying to find ways how to use TBC for goods and services, and it seems like as if there is a brick wall that we're hitting because of the everything's all goods and services out there are fiat money driven. Everything is hinged on the fiat money system, which is a debt-based system and is difficult. It's a difficult system, and it's controlled by the banking cartels. And it's a very, very hard system for end users and for the general public, and basically. And it's a system that we must somehow break free from. But it's not. It seems like it's not easy to do because you know, as good as TBC is, and as good as it would be to have TBC as a, you know, as a normal setup for business for anywhere, the fact is, at a store owner, all his products, everything that he buys is paid for in fiat. He can't just say, okay, well, I'm going to from now on accept TBC, and then everything is cool. Well, no, he has to pay all of his suppliers. Okay, so, and the system has to be changed. There is no two ways about it. It has to be changed if we're ever going to experience a free world, us as people. We have somehow become enslaved, and I would add here, we've been enslaved. We've, how do I put it? Blindly, we have allowed ourselves to be enslaved to this system. Okay, and of course, it is all set up in such a way that it is not very easy. It's not just like that you can change everything to a different system, right? So my take on this, as far as I understand it, is as we as TBCians, we are going to have to take the first step and make this available by what we do, by the work, and should we say by supplying a product, by supplying a service, whatever it is, we will have to take the first step in making this work. Now, I know somebody was suggesting just bring in more people, out of more people, out of more people. Yes, good idea. Good idea. I agree. I agree. But somehow we have to make it viable. Somehow it's going to have to work. We have to be able to pay for goods and services. And I say we're going to have to take the first step, and the time to do it is now. Now, not once we have a billion people who are hitting a brick wall, not being able to use it. Folks, we have to take the first step. Okay, so and that is part of what why we created MyFree.energy. Let's have a look. All right, Pedro, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Now, would you like to? Is there something you would like to add, Pedro? I'll give you a chance right now if you want.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So as I mentioned, that MyFree.energy it serves a sort of a twofold a purpose. So the other day, as I have been thinking about this for quite a while, is with the idea of how can we provide a service or product, or maybe both at the same time, which this actually is at the same time, where we can incorporate TBC, take TBC as part of the payment, not fully, but part of it, as we still are operating in the fiat world. We can use use TBC so that it's viable, and that we can bring new members in, because part of the payment for the product and the service will be in TBC. Okay, so people who want the service, they can accept the free gift and then partly pay with from that free gift as the service, which gives them obviously a discount as far as the fiat money is concerned. And then of course we will educate them more as to what TBC really is, and then they will have a chance to take the opportunity to get more TBC if they want. All right, so I guess what I basically am going to do is just go over this page and give us an overview of what we're doing. Okay, so this change, okay, this will change the world as we know it. Okay, no more electricity / bills. Back in the 50s, John Searle had designed a zero-point energy generator. And so, however, as with many other advances in technology, the major corporation, in conjunction with the central banking cartels, they never allowed this information to the public, out to the public. Not only that, but in their greed for wealth and power, they prevented these units from being made, claiming that there was no other than the conventional way of generating electricity. Yes, folks, we've been lied to. We do have the technology, and actually did since way back in the 50s, to generate free and clean energy. However, as of the last few years, things have come down to a crunch for the major corporations. As a result, John Searle's invention is now being worked on. Okay, so finally, the generator system is now being worked on. But folks, here's the thing. At the pace that it's going now, this system is going to take very long to ever reach the to ever reach enough people to make a difference. It's going to take way too many years because obviously none of the power companies that are selling electricity are very interested in this. Okay, and then here I'm saying that to understand our motive, please watch this video. And this is actually a movie called Thrive. Do watch it. Do take the time to watch it. I have been watching it several times, and I most likely will watch it several times more. And it is because because it gives us a very clear picture of the world that we are currently living in. And folks, we must change that picture. We must change that picture. We all know how badly free energy is needed in many of the poorest areas in the world, and it is our first priority to channel as many of these units as we can to the most needed places in the world, and of course eventually make them available in the marketplace reasonably priced. Okay, here I have a download of the exact presentation in PDF format as what this here is. Okay, so and what this basically is, it is a presentation that you can go over at your leisure, where I'm explaining what MyFree.energy is really all about. You know, what we're accomplishing with it, why we need it, and all of that kind of stuff is all on there, right? Or should we maybe just go over it right now? Okay, what that world will look like. Well, no more polluting the air while generating electricity, no more polluting the air while driving vehicles, no more paying electricity bills, no more paying heating bills, no more paying for fuel in vehicles. And here is that really cool. And here's what's really cool. There we go. I didn't read it correctly. And here's what's really cool. Yes. Most health problems would also disappear. Now, I know that this would be a question for many people. How has that got to do with health problems? Well, in order to understand where most of the health problems come from that we as humans have, is due to our environment. That's where most of them come from. And to understand that better, let me just encourage you to go and visit stopthecrime.net and find out what smart meters are for. Why we have smart meters installed on our houses to, we think that they are just there to measure the amount of electricity we use. Well, that is actually not nearly all that those things do. So I would encourage you to go and visit stopthecrime.net and educate yourself about smart meters, okay? So, and the general public will experience much more wealth. Okay, so here is what we will, I will elaborate a little bit more on this part later, because the wealth that we're talking about here isn't just the savings from all of this. It's way more than that. It has to do with this coin that you see up here, okay? So, all right, well, let's look at the next slide here. All right, let us take a look at where we currently are. Okay, we need to understand how our current how our current control structure works in the world. Before we can break out of prison, we need to first know that we're in one. All right. So this here leads to that movie that I showed you above. And this here is the stopthecrime.net, where you can find a lot of that information as well. It's sort of the same information, though I think this goes maybe a little bit more in depth on it. But really, both of them give you a very good picture. To view these, you need to right-click and then open in a new tab, okay? Let's look at that structure before we go too far here. Okay, so we have world control structure, elite banking cartels, right on the top of a pyramid. They are the first. Those that control the money. They control the corporations, major corporations. There's only a few major corporations that are in this, okay? Oil, General Electric, some things like that, okay? And then government. And then the rest of us. Banking cartel controlling the major corporations, which control the government, using the force on the people, okay? All of this is feeding on us, on the bottom line here, and at the same time, they are destroying us. Have you ever heard the phrase, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you"? Well, that's exactly what these guys are doing. And then we have the next one. We are debt slaves to the monetary system. A Jewish family by the name of Rothschild has gained control over most of the world's banks. This has given them much power, and what they have been doing with that power is to try and gain complete control over every individual on the planet. Folks, that is their aim. But that's not all. Over the past 100 years, they have built a few major corporations through which they control governments. And through their control over governments, they have been putting tighter and tighter control on the general population. Question is, how much further are we going to let them go? How much further are we going to let them go? How much further? Okay, so next one, changing the system. By creating our own free energy generators, we no longer rely on them to supply our electricity, and we can generate it for free, right? Think about that. And this isn't only electricity for in the house. This is takes care of the electricity bill. It takes care of the heating bill. It takes care of the fuel for the vehicles, because we can use them there as well. Folks, this is big. It's very big. And by creating and using our own money, which is money made by the people for the people, we take away their power, and then we are free. We are no longer enslaved to a debt-based system. That is by taking these steps of action. All right, so here's the next slide. How do we go about doing this? Step one, we begin using TBC coin, TBC, wherever possible, and spread out the wealth of TBC to as many people as we can. No more taxes. Yes, folks, we need to do away with those taxes. Step two, start building the serial effect generators, SEG, in a decentralized manner in as many countries as we can, in an efficient and effective manner. Free energy and clean environment. All right, let's go to the next slide here. What is the billion coin? The billion coin is an abundance-based crypto money which was created to end poverty in the world. Its price is pinned to the price of gold. It increases in value daily depending on how many people create wallets or join the TBC community of users. There are currently 3,182,669 community members, and the TBC coins are 8,390,083.39 USD each. Folks, that's how much these coins are worth each. Okay, and to be honest with you, it's not that difficult to get one, to get a coin. You can do that by just buying $100 worth of TBC. That qualifies you for our cookie reward program to get one coin. Can you see the value? Okay, with TBC, we truly have wealth for everyone. And MyFree Energy is a great tool to help spread the abundance along with free, clean energy. All right, what is the fuss about free, clean energy? The reason for the fuss is that the current energy or electricity system is dangerous to people's health. It pollutes the air, and when it pollutes the air when it's being generated. There are always monthly charges. Vehicles pollute the air when they are being used. All of this pollution also poses a health risk for all of our planet's life. All of this can be cleaned up with the SEG units. Now we come to the cool part, startup funding. Right, folks, this is where you can step in and help us. Okay, startup funding, aka crowdfunding, is the one concept that always works well to get a project launched if the people can clearly see the payoff or benefit of the project. Let's move on to the next one here. Let's recap, okay? Currently, we are all enslaved to a debt-based monetary system that keeps on squeezing us tighter and tighter every year, and eventually wants to completely control everyone, every individual, even kill most of us. The energy we are using, okay, if you want to know why this little phrase is here, even kill most of us, look up NATO's Agenda 21. Look that up and you'll understand what this really means, because it really is their aim to reduce the population from 7, possibly almost 8 billion down to a half a billion. Okay, so that would wipe most of us off. Okay, the energy we are using is currently are using is dangerous to the health of all of life's planet and is costly for everybody. Many people can't even afford it. Okay, monetary system for the people. The billion coin is a complete monetary system that people can use and is not that people can use and is not and cannot be controlled by any government. It enslaves no one. Its price is backed by the price of gold. It is easy to use, plus every new wallet comes with a free gift. It truly is a monetary system of wealth and will end poverty globally. Want a wallet? Get one here. To get it, right-click and then open in a new tab, because otherwise it opens in here, which doesn't work too well. Okay. So I think we are just about over to a second last slide here. The free energy system. Our current energy system is dangerous in many ways. The smart meters cause cancer and kill bees and other life. Plus, the way it is being generated pollutes the air and causes harm to all of us and to life on the planet. Not to mention the monthly bills. Okay, the SEG system generates energy for free without it being powered by anything. It runs quiet and clean. Its energy is in harmony with nature and creates a healthy environment. It has been known to cure cancer. Listen to that phrase. It has been known to cure cancer in patients just by being near it. All right. Okay, so back to the cool part. Again, this is the part where you can help. We are looking to crowdfunding to get the ball rolling. If you can clearly see the magnitude of the impact for good that MyFree.energy is setting out to do, then I invite you to support us monetarily. We are here. No, we also, that's right. We also have a way of taking many donations that are, or any donations that are 200 or more, that become very profitable for you, the donor. Okay. This here is actually supposed to be an M, making. We also have a way of making any donations that are 200 or more US dollars, that they become very profitable for you, the donor. And that is due to the wealth creation structure that the Billion Coin has now, while we're in the growing stage, or in the should we say, in the distribution stage. We have a program that makes it, as I mentioned earlier, by spending $100, by buying $100 worth of TBC, we have a cookie rewards program that qualifies you to redeem it, to redeem those cookies then for one TBC coin, which is over $8 million. Folks, that is huge. That is huge. So you can learn more at, we are at MyFree.energy.com. More right here then. So if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever, well, that's right there is where you go to find more. And there's actually links on here too. So let's just proceed now. We figured that the idea of crowdfunding may be the most effective way to move ahead on this very large project. We decided that perhaps the best method is in which we could approach this crowdfunding would be in a manner in which the donors could also gain wealth at the same time. Okay, please take your time to understand the following. It is important, folks, that you understand what we're talking about here. Okay, so cryptocurrencies have played quite a role in derailing the debt-based banking system, or cartels, which had been the culprit for enslaving humanity over the course of the past 150 or so years. But there is one particular outstanding cryptocurrency, crypto money, which actually has its value backed by the price of gold. So if you click on this, it'll open in a new tab, and here you can go over and understand how our system is backed by gold. Okay, so this gives you the information about that. Also here is it also opens in a new tab, and here you can understand what we're talking about when we're saying that the central banking system, which has enslaved us. You can learn about that here. Okay, so those are also, now let's proceed here then. Okay, backed by gold, the Billion Coin, or when you click that, it takes you, okay, it takes you to an overview of the Billion Coin. you get much understanding here about the billion coin, what the billion coin is, why it was created, and what its purpose is. Okay, right? So you can find that there. Again, let's proceed here. Then we have our mission statement. It's a very, very good statement to read. Now, this is what the mission of TBC actually is. A very nice little statement. Do read it, okay? All right, let's proceed here. We accept TBC for donations in values 25 to 100 USD worth, okay? So why we're doing this, accept TBC, is because we are demonstrating that we, as people with TBC, we take the first step in showing you that you can use TBC for goods and services. Okay, so that is our aim. So we accept TBC from 25 to 100 in donations. However, because we still live in an economy where it's basically a fiat-based system, or totally is still at this point, therefore we need fiat money as well. But listen what we've got going here, okay? Just understand this. Values, donation values, 200 USD and up to 100,000. We accept in USD or CAD, Bitcoin Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. These are all the different currencies in which you can make these here donations. But we will then give back 50% of the donation amount in TBC to the donor. Now, let's say you would just donate $200. What you would get out of that is $100 worth of TBC, which qualifies you for one cookie, which is worth over $8 million right now. Profitable or not? Okay. Now, if you really want to get rich and donate 100,000, well, then you would get $50,000 worth, and that would qualify you for, oh my goodness, very, very many cookies. Yes, you'd be, yeah, very, very rich, okay, in doing that. All right, if that idea is a bit confusing to you, please read this post, right? Hopefully you will understand, because this here explains the cookie rewards program that I was talking about. That is what that's talking about. And the idea will make a lot of sense when you understand the TBC cookie rewards program. If you are sure you understand TBC enough, which again here you can go over what we're talking about, enlightening your so you understand what TBC is really all about, okay? So you don't enter into something without having any idea what you're doing, right? If you understand it enough that you are ready to get your wallet, which will cost you a one-time $10 US wallet fee. The wallet is not free, but let me tell you this. We always pay bank fees for transactions. We pay other cryptocurrencies. They charge transaction fees and so on. With TBC, we pay one-time $10 for the wallet, and then there's no transaction fees. Okay, so that is what that does for you. Now, for what it does for TBC, well, here's the deal. While we're in the distribution stage, TBC is partially centralized. because we have to have control of the coin not being undersold. People too easily, and this is why it is like that, is because this did happen. People undersold the coin and undervalue, and that puts at risk the entire purpose of the coin, to alleviate the world of poverty. So we can't have the coin fluctuating. It must be stay true to its value. And then once the coin reaches its ultimate price, then the price will be locked in at a value at its full price, and then we will create a new wallet system which is completely decentralized at that point. And then there will no admin be there to look after things and so on, because it'll be fully decentralized like other cryptocurrencies are, except that the price will stay full price. Okay. All right. So you need to pay this $10 wallet fee. Okay. You can do so here. You can get your wallet here, and I believe that this here, that's just gets you to the link to create the wallet, which is actually right here. So this then is you answer this phone, and that takes you to through the process.
Somebody. Okay, you have two choices now. If you want more information,
I'm just
here you go. In step one, you will fill out a simple form to get a digital wallet for your Kringle coins.
Okay, so then this here, obviously, just fill this form out and
to verify your email address.
Get you the
wallet.
Want
to make sure you get your gift. And
all right, so you finish that, and then you will need to pay a $10 fee, which also, if that is complicated for you, and because you have to pay it with cryptocurrencies, we also have we provide that service for you if you feel it find it too challenging or don't want to go through the bother. Then you can just pay us with PayPal here, and then you got to fill out this little form, which just put in your password or your username and password for the wallet that you created. You put that username and password in here, and then we will pay that fee for you. And once we're done, we'll let you know, and then you change the password again, and then you're all set. Okay. All right. So here we are. So the greatest loss a person can take is losing out on a great opportunity, and this usually happens due to not understanding it well enough, understanding the opportunity well enough. If you have any questions, please contact us here, John Harder. And the handle is CryptoTBC for contacting me here on Telegram. Okay, so that is a basic walkover on this. Now, let me just take you to the next page. Let's say you come here, you go over the information, and you want to give us a donation to get to help us with the project. Well, you click here on Project Help. Now, here is where you can decide how much you want to donate. These are the different coins that we accept at this time. However, I am working on making it so that you can also pay with your credit card. So these here, if you aren't into cryptocurrencies yet, well, there are ways to do that. Actually, I could put links on here for that, or I'll put a link here to our other site where I can show you, give you an overview of how to get these coins if you want to you know, participate in this way. Now, just remember that crypto TBC is at this point, even though we already have over 3 million users, we are still very new, and we are here to end global poverty. For people who see the big picture and go ahead, create a wallet and get a few coin, buy a few, even if you know, even if you would, let's say you would donate, if you would donate $5,000, that would get you 2,500. That's 20. That would get you 25 coins. 25 coins. Do a little bit of math and see how much money that is, because it's over 8 million per coin, and it would get you 25 coins, folks. Yes, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And this is how TBC is going to end global poverty, because many people have these coins. And for those who haven't seen, who just couldn't get themselves to create a wallet early, and just couldn't see the value, once we reach the full price of our coin, the opportunity is over. It is then a monetary system that will be used by at least 1 billion people. And trust me, if 1 billion people use it, it's known worldwide, and it's used almost everywhere. So rather than later end up using it because it's not a debt-based system, because you want to free yourself from a debt-based system, why not gain some wealth right now while you can, especially while you can help with this so much needed and such a wonderful energy unit that you can pledge a help with and get wealthy at the same time. Okay, so that is basically the overview for now. Now, of course, we have a couple more links here, which I'm going to show you anyways. This is actually that presentation in a video that I went over before. It's in video form here, so you can see it. And here we're going to do video updates on this page. This obviously is our blog. Here we have updates in written form, and then there's a login page. The login, the membership is at this point not very useful, but it will be later. So that is up and coming later on. Okay, and then there's the about page, which basically gives us an overview of what we're doing. All right, so thank you very much for sticking with me to go over this. Now let me just go back to our channel, and maybe Pedro has something he wants to add. I hope he does. All right, let's stop this and okay, so did I do a good job, Pedro? Did I do a good job doing an overview?
Of course. Maybe you want to chat.
Sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying.
Can you check out the chat?
Oh, the chat? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. All right. Don and Pedro. Steps. Start up a TC group file. Group site, then create a barcode swipe. Yeah, barcode, or it could be a QR code system as well, folks. As TBC already uses QR, and either way, barcode, QR code system, either one would work great. Yeah, I believe that. Okay, so I take that idea, Joe. Yeah. Yeah, great ideas, guys. All right. So we could charge a joining fee as a cost to run the site, and may help to pay for goods, and as well then develop a infrastructure for good ideas, guys. Members to start purchasing goods, and of our profit will go towards the TBC mission. Okay, that sounds great. You're talking about a TBC mission. Do you mean, Joe, do you mean by that as the mission to spread TBC to people, or what do you mean by the mission? Okay. Thanks, Joe, for sharing your idea. Yeah, great ideas, guys.
Maybe Joe should come on and speak his mind.
Yeah, Joe, why don't you come on and speak your mind? We got the link. We have the link up here, right?
Would appreciate that if you did.
Yeah, you're not under any obligation, but if you don't mind, that would be nice. I'd be happy to hear you.
So, John,
okay.
You are also mentioning the credit card that you want to add on to.
Yes, I'm looking to add to make it so that we can accept credit cards as well. I didn't really want to go through PayPal. I'd rather use a different method, and I'm checking that out to see what other ways there are, right?
You think it's better than PayPal, which credit card is direct bank, right?
Yeah. Well, credit cards and debit cards, credit cards, of course, that's, well, yeah, they're all connected to banks, of course.
Okay, no, I'm just wondering, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but obviously, we as TBC people, we need to take the first step. It's not going to happen out there. We can walk into a store and say, well, hey, you know what? Wouldn't you accept TBC? And well, there first I see people their first idea is that, well, you know, they have people to pay, they have workers to pay, they have their suppliers to pay, and none of that is in TBC. So obviously, I mean, that doesn't mean that a person couldn't, a merchant couldn't, you know, go for maybe a half a day or a little sort of a percentage, but it's, everything is based on the fiat system. Merchants, they can't hardly just all of a sudden accept TBC. It doesn't work that way, right? For that, for an economy like that to emerge, what I am saying here, folks, is that we have to come up with that economy. It's not going to happen out there. It has to start right here at home. That's where it has to start.
I agree. We have to become those merchants.
Yes, and that is why that's why I set up this energy system, these units that we can do this. Is that first of all, when people get involved, they can part of their donation is TBC. So they need TBC in order to donate, because part of the donation is for TBC. And then later at the end, when we install the units, again, part of the payment for the units will be TBC. And you know, hopefully before long we can sell them just with TBC. But as long as, you know, we have to gauge that depending on how deep we still are in the fiat system. You know, how much we're still depending on the fiat system. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah. Once we can do away with the fiat money, then at that time TBC or any cryptocurrencies will be widely spread and widely used.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, these units, they're needed by everybody. Like this is like worldwide. I mean, we're obviously not going to be. It's very unlikely that we're going to be reaching every country, but because you know, once we're well underway, there's going to be other. You know, once it takes off, there's going to be many other people that are going to jump on board and uh, and proceed in other countries. Matter of fact, there's already some of that work being done in other countries as well. Like I know Russia is working on the unit as well. Like I'm sure it has nothing to do with anywhere in the government, but or at least I don't think so. But there are people in Russia that are also working on putting it together and you know, and making it. And these units, they are actually extremely simple, extremely precise. The only thing that is very complicated about them is the magnets. Those magnets, they are not normal magnets. They have to be magnetized exactly with actually a pattern, a magnet pattern on them. This is never done before. Well, I mean, it has been done way back in the 50s, but what I mean is the general public anywhere in industry, this technology has never been used. So this is a completely new thing as far as any industry is concerned here, right? But at the same time, what is so good about them is that the way those systems generate the electricity, it creates a healthy environment just by being around this unit. It's healthy. So you know, that is what makes me passionate about it. Is that it's such good clean energy, and it generates it for free. Not only that, but the unit doesn't have moving parts that wear out. If you understand how the system works, you'll understand that there are some parts moving, but they aren't touching anything. There's no wear.
Since they're magnetic.
Yeah. Like when you first start the unit up, the magnets do roll and touch the magnet, but after it runs, they lift off and it runs in the air. It doesn't, nothing touches anywhere. So there's nothing to wear out. Those things that can just run year after year after year and just keep running.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, if they run in open air, they don't even collect dust because of the way that energy works. It's a negative charge energy, and that's what our bodies need.
In a way, instead of attracting something to it, it is kind of like pushing it away.
Yeah. And so doing this and in cooperation with TBC, that TBC can be used part of the donation, and also when we sell the units, the TBC will be part of the purchase there, and then of course what we want to do is every place where people work on these units, we want to have TBC will be the underlying structure, monetary structure that we're working on, completely emerging, you know, coming out, basically, if that makes any sense.
No, I'm trying to figure out why then I get feedback on my voice. That disturbs me.
Oh. I haven't been hearing it here.
Okay. But I hear it here. I don't know why. I have my radio muted.
Oh. Okay. So I guess we'll, unless you have something more to share, I think we're going to bring this to a close. I have some work I need to get done as well, other work, and then of course tonight again we have the other I have my other hangout, and you have yours, I think. I didn't realize this has gone on for about an hour.
Yeah, actually, I was reading Joe's text there.
Yes, that's right, Joe. Yeah, you're very right about that. That's what this unit definitely will do. It will accomplish those things. It'll be so nice to have that plugged into the house, and instead of the fiat monetary system. I mean instead of the smart meters that are out there pulsing out microwaves to everyone who is anywhere near. Okay, so so thank you very much, everybody who joined in. I really appreciate it. And you know, as we move forward with this unit, obviously we're going to keep doing these hangouts, and so however we might end up having different people doing them. I don't know if I'm going to have time all the time, but we'll see how it all works out. We want to try to keep them going, as well as updates on our site, as well as to progress and so on. So thank you very much, everybody, and you have a wonderful day. And so we'll see you again tonight or tomorrow. All right.